Dr. Rashad is a person that I've liked a lot. Dr. Rashad Richey does the Young Turks. I have respect for him and his show. Millions of followers, that sort of thing. Does a news show, and to be honest, I kind of want to do a news show like that. I want to transfer or transition from biker news to a show kind of like that. I've always wanted to do that for a while. But he recently did a show, his show Undisputable. Recently did a show 2 months ago where he attacked the Pagans Motorcycle Club. And hell, everybody does it. Motorcycle clubs, this is what we know happens to us. But this white supremacist line, a white supremacist motorcycle gang extolling the virtues of white supremacy across the land. Now, I'm not going to be the great Pagans marauder defender dude, but damn, enough is enough, man. Know a little bit about our culture before you come out with these insidious claims, a lot of it driven by law enforcement and former law enforcement trying to make a buck. We'll talk about it after this. Man, oh man. You can't make this stuff up. First of all, I'm Black Dragon. Thank you for tuning in to Black Dragon Biker News Network. Biker News you can trust. When we're talking about bikers, you should come to Biker News because the rest of these people honestly don't know a damn thing about us. I used to think maybe there was some fairness or something in news reporting. But when I see this story, and I'm going to break it down, I see the story. I think it's to pander to a group, to piss people off and make them mad. Let's share that screen. So we're going to talk about Dr. Richey Rashad and Indisputable. He did this video here, and you got to kind of see it for those of you who haven't. We'll play this, and then I'll come back to it.
One of the biggest gang busts in the history of the United States. One of them.
Let me know.
Did you hear about it? No. Wonder why. Put up his picture full mass here. Federal government told us about it on Friday. His name is Christopher Lamar Baker. Mr. Baker is the leader of a gang called the Pagans Motorcycle Club.
He is not the leader. Number one. A leader, not the leader. Moving on.
That's what the gang is called. It should just be called a gang.
We are not gangs, so we should not just be called gangs. We are motorcycle clubs. We should be called MCs. That's what we are.
All right. Show all of the weapons they found, and they also found a whole lot of meth, and many other things. And he was involved in money laundering. I mean, this guy ran the gamut. You didn't hear about it.
Actually, we did hear about it. We all heard about it. We talked about it in depth.
The Raleigh-based national leader of the Pagans Motorcycle Club. Once again, it's a gang.
Says you.
Not a motorcycle club, a gang.
How would you know? You don't know anything about motorcycle clubs.
Recognized by law enforcement as an outlaw motorcycle gang, will spend the rest of his life behind bars. Christopher Lamar Baker, 49 years of age, was sentenced to 75 years in prison on Friday for a total of 17 charges. Those charges range from drug trafficking and firearm charges to money laundering.
One person we're talking about right here so far. One person. Amen.
During the sentencing announcement, Michael Easley, the United States Attorney for the Eastern District of North Carolina, called Baker a prolific meth trafficker. Court evidence showed Baker supplied over 268 kilograms of meth into Raleigh area and surrounding states in the East Coast. The ATF and Raleigh police showed some of the 46 confiscated firearms. These are not all of them, along with photos of Pagans Club jackets, drug signs, inciting violence, and showing swastikas. A white supremacist gang. There's more. He's been stripped.
Well, man, I could get into this. I could get in this forever if we want to talk about swastikas. There are black motorcycle clubs and Puerto Rican and black motorcycle clubs and mixed race motorcycle clubs with black people in them that wear swastikas. It's something akin to motorcycle club culture. We don't all agree with the swastikas, but I have many, 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 many associates that wear those damn things that are not white supremacists. Let's move on with this.
Of his patches, stripped of his colors, stripped of his motorcycle, said Easley, who is the prosecutor. Let me pause on this. Prosecutor, when you say things like this about gang members, when you say he's been stripped of his patches, you give those patches power. I've never heard you say a Crip was stripped of his scarf. The reason you don't say that, Mr. Prosecutor, is you do not believe those bandanas have power, okay? But when you say patches have been stripped, like somebody has been told to give me your badge. See, that badge actually has power. Those patches do not. When you arrest a cop, do you say he's been stripped of his badge? I got more.
Well, let's stop you before you get there. Tell you what, come in our world and tell us our patches have no power. Come to our hemisphere and tell us our patches have no power. And you will find. Now, I don't know anything about Crips and Bloods and their bandanas or whatever. I have heard it said that cops have been stripped of something when they've been stripped of their badges. But if you think our patches have no power, then you know nothing about our world. Our patches may have no power in your world, but in our world, in what we do, we make our patches. The man makes the patch. And so our Our brothers are powerful in their patches. And you better damn well believe that. Let's move forward.
He's been stripped of his patches, stripped of his colors, stripped of his motorcycle. One of them. Did you hear about it? No.
Sorry about that.
Gang members. When you say
Sorry about that. We ran that back. We'll do this again. Sorry about that.
he's been stripped of his patches, you give those patches power. I've never heard you say a Crip was stripped of his scarf. The reason you don't say that, Mr. Prosecutor, is you do not believe those bandanas have power. Okay? But when you say patches have been stripped, like somebody has been told to give me your badge. See, that badge actually has power. Those patches do not.
Says you.
When you arrest a cop, do you say he's been stripped of his badge? I got more. He's been stripped of his patches, stripped of his colors, stripped of his motorcycle, said easily during the press conference. He will never again feel the freedom of the open road that millions of law-abiding bikers feel every day. Easily said Baker is one of 20 defendants in this operation, including.
So when he said that, good doctor, when he said that, he was speaking specifically to we bikers. He was speaking to what takes club members to the next level. He was speaking in terms you would never be able to understand. Stripped of his patches, stripped of his colors. To us, that's like being stripped of your life's blood. Never to feel the wind, taste bugs in your teeth, ride under the open sky, feel the tinge of rain hitting you at 90 miles an hour and stinging your face, tasting the sand as it blows across the prairie into your mouth, never feeling the heat burn down on you, so that you're just praying to God that that rain swell up there will just stay up there long enough for you to ride into it so you can drop the temperature a meager 7 or 8 degrees. Never feel the freezing cold as you sleep under your motorcycle, shivering, asking God, what the hell am I doing out here? But loving every second of it. He was talking to bikers in motorcycle clubs. Something you will never understand. Let us move on.
Including a dozen Pagan members and 2 drug suppliers. Now, you may say, well, goodness, I haven't heard of this story. Why have I missed it? Maybe it was a small operation. Maybe a lot of undercover cops here. One department working with the DOJ. That would make sense. Put it up. Let me show you how many law enforcement agencies were involved, and most of them released their own press release that did not get picked up by many members of media. Assistant U.S. attorneys Kelly L. Sanding and Robert Dotson prosecuted the case. Other agencies involved include North Carolina Highway Patrol, the Virginia State Police, the DeKalb County, Georgia Police, the Barrow County Sheriff's Office, Georgia, the Georgia State Patrol, the Gwinnett County Police Department, Georgia, the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office, North Carolina, South Carolina Highway Patrol, the Craven County Sheriff's Department, the Lexington County Sheriff's Department, and the Reedsville Police Department, North Carolina. All of them were involved with the federal government to bring down this major gang. And you barely heard a peep. Guarantee you, if the person in charge would have been a member of the Piru Bloods, you would have heard about it. But ladies and gentlemen, it's not even a motorcycle club. It is a white supremacist gang, is what they are. Their literature, their particular brand of philosophy, as well as their symbols, speak to the nature of their organization.
You have never read their literature. They're a 1% motorcycle club. They don't put out any damn literature. You don't know their philosophy. No outsider would. Blah, 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 blah. Their symbols? We know in the biker club world what those symbols mean. You have no idea, not a damn clue. White supremacist group. You have no idea how many black clubs they are aligned with. 1%er and 99%er. I could just name the names. Now, I don't care, and most of us don't, if there are all white motorcycle clubs, because damn it, I love our all black ones. And I don't ever want a black 1%, all black 1% MC to ever integrate. And I have said this many times. Does that make me a racist? But the pagans have other races in their motorcycle clubs. And I have known many people to talk about black members they've had recently. That don't get printed nowhere. That doesn't get to make Dr. Rashad's real. Every time my club has opened a new chapter somewhere, anywhere near those folks, they often are the first to stop by and say, "Welcome to the neighborhood." Every time I've ever met one, personally speaking, I can go on personal experience. Talked to some down in Daytona Beach just a week or two ago. All respect, love, admiration, mostly respect. That's what pushes the motorcycle club world. Respect. Respectful when they come to parties. Respectful when they hang out. Respectful when they ask you to come hang out with them. What the hell is this guy talking about? It is absolutely freaking amazing. Who's he trying to piss off here? Ask some black bikers about their nomenclature, their symbols, their literature. The only literature I've ever read is that stuff Croaks writes. Is that his name? Croaks? Forget his name. He keeps doing show after show after show after show after show about the greatest, the most racist MC in the world. If a person in your motorcycle club, or 10 or 20 people across your nation commit a crime, does that make your entire motorcycle club a gang? If some people in your neighborhood commit a crime, is your neighborhood A gang? All of our motorcycle clubs have some bad people in them. They're brothers. That don't mean when they get out there and doing whatever. Hey, bro, I got to go to work in the morning. Y'all can go do y'all's thing. It's absolutely crazy to me. Let us move on.
However, you will not find one report that talks about their white supremacist ideology.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. That's all anybody ever prints about them. So why is he saying that? That's absolutely not the truth. Holy moly, let's back up a little and move on.
Talks about their white supremacist ideology. Symbols speak to the nature of their organization.
Gotta hear this again.
Literature, their particular brand of philosophy, as well as their symbols speak to the nature of their organization. However, you will not find one report that talks about their white supremacist ideology. All right.
Not true.
Food for thought. Mr. Mayor, thoughts here.
Listen, this is where we have to be critical of what our national media is saying. First of all, it does not fit the narrative that these drugs are being smuggled by people whose last name is Gonzalez or Ramirez or Richie or Robinson. When you put up the truth of the matter that one of the largest drug busts, we are in the sentencing phase. We're done with the sentencing phase, and we've not heard anything about it. When we hear people in Chicago being arrested for 2 and 3 pieces of crack, this is a discrepancy that the national media has to come and reckon with. The fact that you can exclude and ignore this, and you said something that is extremely powerful that people should not graze over. The idea that when they say he's been stripped of his badges and his patches, you're actually saying that the gang is against this behavior. No, they didn't strip him of his patches. He's gonna go in prison and be secure because of those patches.
So, Mayor, you're wrong. Every motorcycle club I know, will strip you of your patches for breaking the law, selling dope, and other things like that. Especially if you bring a bad light on the MC. Did you know that? Are you familiar with that? So no, you're wrong about that, Mr. Mayor. But you don't know MC culture either. We'll hear you say that again.
A discrepancy that the national media has to come and reckon with. The fact that you can exclude and ignore this, and you said something that is extremely powerful that people should not graze over. The idea that when they say he's been stripped of his badges and his patches, you're actually saying that the gang is against this behavior. No, they didn't strip him of his patches. He's gonna go in prison and be secure because of those patches. Those patches won't give him power out here, but inside he'll be protected by that same patch. So implying that those patches don't mean nothing or they were taken from him because he's arrested is a falsehood. It is a big falsehood. And like you said, it gives power and it also gives legitimacy to this gang. It's saying that this gang is deterred or bothered by this behavior, when in actuality, this is what they are known for. So I think this is an absolute critique, one, of the media for sure, but also American public in general and how they see who is responsible.
So, as far as I know, biker gangs don't have power in prison. They're that thing. Let me not even let that go.
For the drug problem in this country.
Very well said, Mr. Mayor.
Well, that was the story. It kind
You
of
want to know how
hold
publishing
on,
little tiny little books like
y'all kill that commercial. So it kind of got under my my, I don't even have a word for what it got under. My craw. There we go. Got in my craw because if he's this off about motorcycle clubs, how off is he in other reporting that he does? Stuff that I've actually believed. So some of the folks that were watching this 3 days ago, a guy by the name of Glenn DWR said, honestly, watching ABC News feels like watching a news broadcast from an alternate universe. The analysis of almost everybody in the segment is wildly at odds with virtually everybody outside of this bubble. Anybody that knows motorcycle club culture listening to this is just like looking at this like, this is crazy. I wanted to find one. Oh, that's what's happened. Okay. Because
all over the
different comments. Okay, here we go. Here's the comment I was looking for. Just out of curiosity, says nobody important. I'm wondering why everybody still associates a couple of bad apples to an entire motorcycle club. When it comes to a motorcycle club, why is it that officers involved in brutality, beating, and killing? Okay, so let me read this again. Just out of curiosity, I'm wondering why everybody still associates a couple of bad apples to an entire club when it comes to a motorcycle club. On the other hand, he's saying, why is it that officers involved in brutally beating and killing Tyree Nichols that were found to have been members of a gang, how come the entire police department wasn't called a gang? Why wasn't the entire police department called gang headquarters? Because you know, and I know, you should not associate a couple of bad apples with an entire organization. Otherwise, you'd have to call every police department in America that fires an officer for one thing, no matter how minute, a gang. He makes a point. A white supremacist gang, says another guy, motorcycle club, he puts in parentheses, with a chapter in Puerto Rico full of Puerto Ricans and some black members. That's a white supremacist gang. He says it's quite obvious this guy is a clown. Somebody counters, plenty of self-hating blacks and Hispanics hiss up to whites. It's a thing we call them bootlickers, Uncle Toms, and even worse. Wow. Man, this country is so full of hate. Somebody properly reports that Uncle Tom was a hero. You know, it's funny to me that when most black people use the term Uncle Tom, they don't even really know that Uncle Tom was a hero. Demons Row actually weighed in on this. Dr. Rashad, all respect to you, but the Pagans have tons of Puerto Ricans in it, not a white supremacist movement. There's a lot deeper story to this, but you're cool with the mayor, so I'm sure you know that. I would wonder if he knows. So there's a lot of people. One guy says this anchor is talking so much shit, typical of the left away racist. Well, guess what? I don't know. You sound racist too. It sounds interesting. I couldn't really read all that, but anyway, it goes on. And there's not a lot of people that are particularly pleased with this coverage, and I was one of the people who wasn't. Now, I just have to go by, my experiences. And so many folks I know. I'm not fixing to say that they don't have a whole lot of them that might run around KKK signs all night long. How the hell would I know? I just know when I've dealt with these cats, they've never presented like that to me. No matter what the media or the press has said, all of the freaking folks that they know and deal with on the black set, it would just be hard to say that. Biker News World said our channel left a comment on there as well. This has had 3,088 comments. So, so this is very interesting. Somebody said the pagans are on the police force. So there's a lot of. Somebody said a broad term describing any somebody even went religion on them. Religious on them. There's a whole lot of people on here sounding off. But to me, a story like this is just like created to cause dissension. Somebody said Dr. Rashad isn't a bad dude. He just doesn't understand the culture. Yeah, and I have to agree. I have watched a lot of his shows and liked him. Well, I saw this one since it was about our culture. I really did get upset. Biker World said, when we disagreed with the reporting, many people responded with negative comments. Yeah, I'm sure they would, because, he reaches a wide audience of people who don't know. And someone said, this is why biker news is so important. I think biker news are important too. Danny Delo says there are black pagans too. You know that. Actually, I do know that, and I even have pictures of them. But I'm not one to put all that out like that. But it's something that I do know. So, yeah. Yeah. So I just saw that, and it has reached so many people. There's so many views on this thing, and I'm like, wow. So, like I said, I get tired of seeing it. I get tired of it, and I had to just say something today. Every time I've ever dealt with those guys on any level, it's been nothing but respect towards me or my club. And I'm a black guy. If you didn't know. All right, that's my 2 cents. I'm on this late this afternoon because I had a medical doctor's appointment this morning, which was interesting. I'll tell you guys all about it. I'll see you guys in the morning. Somebody says, fear sells, Black Dragon. All humans turn against what they fear. This fool is cashing in on what his show is with his show on fear mongering against all biker organizations. It would seem so. I was really disappointed in this reporting. I would love to have him on my show or go on his show and educate him as to who the hell we are and what it is the hell that we do. And we're not biker gangs. We absolutely have some bad boys within our group. We absolutely have some negative elements. We do have shootings. We do have killings. We have drug dealers. We have felons. Yeah, and so does every society. We have all that within us. We're not perfect. We reflect America. And some of our clubs are only black only. Some of our clubs are white only. You can't get in if you're white. Can't get in if you're black. But we still hang out and party together. So there. All right, man. That's it. That's it. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. I'm Black Dragon. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you guys in the morning. Thanks for tuning in and get skinny. Let me get the right outro button. Out.
Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook, Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.
Get Black Dragon's first book, The Prospect's Bible, to learn how to join a motorcycle club. It has been an Amazon #1 bestseller for the past 7 years and is required reading for over 3,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. This book is a must-have for new people venturing onto the motorcycle club set. It will teach you how to prepare yourself for service to the motorcycle club nation and show you how to qualify a motorcycle club to be worthy of your service. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and for order at your local bookstore. Get your autographed copy at blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club prospect you can be. Get the book.